it's such a good question. Who has influenced my leadership style? And I certainly can go to some tried and true leaders. My mother was certainly a huge influence. Raised 4 boys by herself, high school janitor, 8th grade education, really created an environment for my brothers and I to be the best we can be. Certainly my wife, Barbita, has certainly played a huge influence, but I'm going to give you a different kind of an answer, Ken. I have more mentors than most people know, but here's the secret. Most of those folks did not know they were mentoring. And so clearly as a leader, you have to determine what kind of leader you want to be. And as I shared with you earlier, my leadership style is leadership of clarity, because I think a clearly focused team will always win in the marketplace. So I watch and I observe as many leaders as possible, not just the CEO of a company, but sometimes it might be an account executive, it might be a supervisor. I'm always observing to see where I can steal ideas to make my leadership even stronger. Exactly. And I also look for leaders that are doing it wrong, because sometimes that gives you a sense of what not to do. But everything starts first with, what kind of leader do you want to be? Only you can answer that. And as you observe leadership styles, you will pick how you want to lead, motivate, and inspire men and women. And once you've decided on what kind of leader you want to be, now you want to observe and grab and steal as much as possible to help enhance your leadership style, because all leadership has to evolve. None of us can become a leader and stop growing. We're always growing and evolving. And so what I try to do is I watch as many people as possible, and I learn from all of these different folks, and I put it as part of my leadership, almost like a gumbo, to make it taste. I put a little salt here, I put a little seasoning here, I might add a little vegetable here, I might put this kind of meat here as I learn, but I'm clear on what I want to do as a leader. And then that helps me evolve and continue to grow. So everything starts with, what kind of leader do you want to be? We talked about my leadership style, which is leadership of clarity, clarity of leadership. And now I try to create this special seasoning by stealing and going from there. So while my mother certainly was a huge influence, while my wife certainly is a huge influence, I like to say my influence is a patchwork, almost a quilt of a lot of different leaders that's helped shape who I am today.
Yeah, and I really love the fact that you said that most of them don't even know that they're mentors. I got a voicemail on my cell phone today that I stole shamelessly 15 years ago. And it's clever. It's a clever voicemail, but it's not mine. I didn't steal it. Or I didn't create it on my own, but I made it my own, right? So I did, as you mentioned, add a little salt, add a little pepper. These videos that I started weren't my idea. It was somebody else's idea, and I just asked him, is it okay if, because he interviewed me, and after the interview I said, I love this, so I'm thinking about doing this myself. And then he mentored me a little bit as well. So I still shamelessly all the time. So I love that answer. And then on the flip side of that, also stealing shamelessly what not to do, right? So that's something that I could probably improve upon, is observing, what people are doing and how that it affects people, and, obviously strategies to stay away from. So
that's exactly right, Ken, because none of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes, but the best leaders, they don't make the same mistake over and over and over again. They learn from that mistake, they deal with it, they address it, and they move forward, and they don't make the same mistake.
So great stuff, Steve. Really enjoyed this. Appreciate you taking the time, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call. With that said, we'll let you get back to your day, because I know you got a lot to do. Thank you so much for joining the call today, Steve.
Great. Thank you so much, Ken.